Every year, thousands of top graduates try to break into elite corporate consulting. The landscape is dominated by two distinct factions: the Big Four, Deloitte, PwC, EY, and KPMG, and the MBB, McKinsey, BCG, and Bain. For many, the MBB firms represent the peak, offering starting salaries in Portugal between 35,000 and 50,000 euros, alongside a brand name that carries global weight. High-achieving candidates often view the choice as a simple hierarchy, assuming MBB is a more prestigious version of the Big Four. These figures mask distinct business models and daily realities. Success depends on how well the firm's structure aligns with your personality. Applying the exact same preparation and mindset to both types of firms often leads to failure in at least one of their recruitment processes. Chasing a prestigious name without aligning it to your actual working style results in swift rejection or long-term burnout. The separation starts with how these firms staff their projects and who they serve. At an MBB firm, you work in lean teams of 3 to 6 people. Your focus remains on pure strategy and organizational transformation, reporting to C-suite executives and private equity funds. The Big Four operate on a different scale. You will likely work on teams of 5 to 20 people, managing diverse long-term implementations across technology, audit, and fiscal sectors for both multinationals and the public sector. The MBB lifestyle requires a high physical commitment. You operate on a relentless fly-in, fly-out travel model, spending most of the week in transit. These different daily grinds lead to specific exit opportunities. Big Four alumni often move into corporate leadership or tech startups, while MBB consultants typically exit into venture capital, private equity, or global executive boards. We can map the psychological trade-off between these two realities. The x-axis measures your tolerance for ambiguity, while the y-axis tracks your desire for a predictable routine. MBB lands in the high ambiguity, low predictability quadrant. It demands comfort with unclear problems and sacrifices personal routine for high-stakes, accelerated rewards. The Big Four sit in the moderate predictability quadrant. They offer a structured corporate ladder and better local stability, trading the extreme highs of elite compensation for a manageable day-to-day. Deciding between them requires an honest look at your own risk profile. You are choosing whether to trade your evenings and weekends for elite brand cachet. The recruitment process begins with the CV screening, where the first major bottleneck occurs. MBB firms apply an unforgiving academic filter. A GPA below 16 out of 20 frequently results in immediate rejection. The Big Four take a holistic approach. They accept sub-16 GPAs when balanced by diverse skills, strong extracurriculars, or relevant internships. This flowchart tracks how candidate data moves through the applicant tracking systems and human review. While the MBB path requires both a 16-plus GPA and a target school, the Big Four path allows strong internships and extracurricular leadership to bypass a lower academic average. Your academic history may have already determined your viable path. If MBB is mathematically closed, the Big Four becomes your pragmatic target. If you make it past the CV screen, you face the case interview. In a Big Four case scenario, the problem is defined. You might be told a bank's net interest margin dropped 3% and asked to investigate the cause. The Big Four interviewer acts as a guide. They provide data when asked and reward candidates who correctly apply structured frameworks to reach a practical recommendation. An MBB case prompt is intentionally vague. You might simply be asked if an energy company should invest in green hydrogen in Portugal, with no further context. The MBB interviewer often remains silent. They are observing whether you have the initiative to define the problem and synthesize the chaos without assistance. This logic tree shows the most common failure point. Deploying a rigid framework lights up green on the Big Four path, signaling good structure. On the MBB path, that same approach lights up red, signaling an inability to handle ambiguity. To succeed on the MBB path, you must drive the conversation, building custom structures on the fly to arrive at unexpected insights. The MBB case functions as a stress test for intellectual ambiguity, prioritizing your problem-solving process over a specific numerical answer. Choosing between these paths requires an honest answer to one question: who are you, really? The pragmatic optimizer is the ideal Big Four candidate, valuing a predictable trajectory, technological diversity, and local anchoring. On the right, the strategy purist demands pure strategy focus, thrives in high ambiguity, and accepts personal sacrifice for global elite status. Many candidates apply to both simultaneously. This is a valid strategy, provided you manage the specific preparation requirements for each. Since Big Four firms open recruitment earlier in the cycle, those interviews serve as live-fire practice to build baseline confidence with case structures. Transitioning between these processes requires a total shift in preparation. As the recruitment calendar moves toward MBB dates, you must move away from structured drills and toward candidate-led simulations like McKinsey Solve. The ideal platform is the one that serves your specific personality and tenure goals, regardless of the brand's perceived prestige.